Wow, that's an introduction. I just wanted a drum roll, but we got the big shebang. So welcome, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 Mission Awards. My name is Gordon Self. I'm the Chief Mission and Ethics Officer for Covenant. I'm your MC, and very happy to be here and to have all your smiling faces here. So I wanted to just extend a really warm welcome, not only to the people that are in this room, but also we are live streaming this not only locally and not only nationally, but we also have people from as far away as Palm Springs, Karen Galanzowski, Sheila Smith, who's watching this live from Florence. Hey, Sheila. We have some colleagues from Catholic Health Australia in Sydney who are taking part in our live stream, as well as colleagues Mike Panicola and others in St. Louis. So welcome to all of you to the 2018 Mission Awards. And we're also, very good. And our capacity crowd, now that you start to feel it, because we had to encourage you to come forward, and it's still a lot of chairs in the front. I was going to say pews, but it's not a church. So, you know, you can come forward. There's nothing that's stopping you, and I promise I won't single out people, embarrass you, but you know who you are over there. And but you now you get the sense of the capacity crowd, and Mission Award grows every year. And part of our those who are here, we have our community board members, we have representatives and staff from Covenant Health and Covenant Care, and of course, and most especially, our honored nominees and their families. So really happy to have all of you here. And we are, the other thing that I wanted to announce at the very beginning, normally we do these housekeeping things like don't be using your phone, because otherwise the MC will give you a stern look. So I'm going to give Shelley Decker a free pass on that because she's tweeting. And you have around the room, we sent out earlier this important information. I've learned how to tweet about 2 months ago, and Shelley Decker in communications is doing everything possible to prevent me from starting an international incident. So she kind of helps me. So I still don't know all the jargon that goes with it, but you'll see somewhere, we'll probably project on the screens here, the hashtag information, so you can tweet this after. If you're tweeting, and I'm assuming that's what you're doing, you're not kind of dealing with other work issues, so there it is there. I don't even know what that other thing's called. It's a link or something like that, but for the competent people out there know exactly what this is. So one thing, just from a show of hands, how many of you, this is might be your very first time to Mission Awards? So that's very revealing. And so sometimes we think that everybody understands that, but the feedback that we had last time was that there's always new people, different individuals and teams are nominated. So it's important then especially for our first time attendees, to really feel welcome. And if you notice, this is a very elegant event. It's intended to be that. It's a showcase event to honor you and to all your contributions to Covenant Health and Covenant Care and everything that that's part of your work to fulfill and advance and deepen our mission. So we really want you to feel welcome. And if it does feel a bit like the Academy Awards, and that drum or whatever that intro was kind of really illustrated that, that's for a reason, because as a red carpet event, although that looks like a kind of a busy green or some other type of carpet, but it really is intended to be a splashy, elegant, and red carpet type of event, because it's about you and it's about what's so sacred and so important to our work, which we will chat about momentarily. So I write my own script, but I must be somewhat anal because I put in my own ad lib notes, and I can skip over that because everybody's come forward, so that's really great. So more formally then, more seriously, I just wanted to acknowledge our colleagues and the patients and the residents and families that you serve in demonstrating our mission in ordinary but powerful ways. Their embodiment of Covenant House values is evident in their day-to-day behavior, their attitude, and in spirit in which they engage their work. It's extremely important in the busyness of our labors that we pause to take time to honor and celebrate together. What we choose to celebrate shows what we value. And what we spend time focusing on has a way of changing our actions into the future, in forging our own legacy. Today we will hear stories of the animating spark that makes Covenant Health special. Each nomination tells a story of people who, in their own unique way and capacity, go about their work. As we hear their stories, we are invited again to remember the significance of our work. Our mission is rooted in the healing and reconciling ministry of Jesus, our Lord, who showed a preferential concern for the marginalized, the outcasts, and those on the outs and those in most in need. He was not afraid to speak up and challenge the status quo, to advocate for fundamental justice, to demonstrate practical acts of service, and to restore people to community, and to work closely with the people who shared in his mission. The stories presented in the nomination submissions themselves are modern-day gospel. So there's the Gospel of Luke and Matthew and John and Matthew, but then there's the Gospel of Covenant Health, and it's written right in this room. And we'll be seeing and hearing those gospel narratives, those modern-day narratives momentarily. So we're very blessed to share in this collective work with such committed individuals and teams. So now if Bonnie was here, she is here, but she's not up on the stage with me. But if Bonnie was here, she'd probably be telling me to chill because I'm probably getting everybody a little bit, maybe it's a bit over the top. But where are you, Bonnie? I know you're here somewhere. Good. She's trying to hide now. But Bonnie's off on a very well-deserved mat leave, so she's working very hard. I told her this was a baby-friendly event, but even moms and dads sometimes need a break. So, but what I wanted to just illustrate is what we have to honor and acknowledge today. So we have 32 individuals and 14 teams across Alberta who are nominated for awards in the 6 categories that reflect our Covenant Health values: compassion, respect, collaboration, social justice, integrity, and stewardship. Each of these awards were adjudicated by a panel including last year's recipients, staff members, and physicians using criteria that reflect the meaning behind each value. So this is for those that have ever had that opportunity to serve on the adjudication panel. Like, this is sort of like Solomon, having that wisdom to really look carefully and weigh the evidence that accompanies each of the submission, and to make a very tough choice, because and we always talk about recipients of our mission award, not winners, because sometimes winners connotes losers, and nobody's a loser here. Everybody already is outstanding winner, and so, but that adjudication committee still has to make a very tough choice, and it's very thoughtful. And so I want to thank not only the adjudication panel, but all our nominators, because we wouldn't have a mission award if it wasn't for people who saw that individual or that team or was part of a team and thought, you know what, this really deserves to be lifted up and celebrated. This is a really good story that inspires me, but I think it can inspire others. And so the nominators that take the time to write the submission is what makes the mission awards possible. So every year I'm saying to Shay and Ralph and Bonnie, how many people have been nominated, have we heard? And every year it grows, and so that's a really wonderful thing that I want to thank everybody for. And just to also illustrate that, we're celebrating the nominees, but just think about what it takes to have that eye in that year to pay attention for seeing those stories. So we also want to acknowledge all that good work. So what I want to share at this point is just to let you know that we're going to be hearing, especially for those who haven't been here before, that we'll be seeing all these little the vignettes of all our teams and individuals nominated for a mission award, and they're vignettes. You'll be able to certainly have an opportunity to talk to these individuals after. But even with these little vignettes, you'll be quite impressed and I think moved by what you see. And it really, when people wonder about how is our mission being lived, it's going to be displayed in the big screens momentarily. So, as I said, for those who are first-time attendees, you may have in your pocket or your purse your pre-written acceptance speech, and that's wonderful. Like sometimes you just need to write it down and articulate that. But and you might be along with that having chest palpitations, and I know there's some clinicians in the room here that would know what to do if all of a sudden you're having VTAC and we need to kind of stabilize you, etc. We'll call 911, of course, but we'll respond appropriately. But if you're having chest pain because you're worried about having to come up on the stage and then making a speech and thanking everybody from your first grade teacher to don't forget your wife, of course, and your husband, but just relax because we'll just take your picture. So it's very simple. It's powerful. You still have to come up on the stage, but there are clinicians standing by, so don't worry about that. I say this because people do think about these things, and we need to kind of put everybody at ease because our Mission Awards is a celebration. So 10 years ago, a little thing happened, and a wonderful thing happened, and it was the formation of Covenant Health. We're just coming into our 10th anniversary year. We're coming into those double digits to our teenage years, and we're really stretching our wings, so to speak, and you see that by what's reflected in the room here. The 10-year anniversary that we will be celebrating really shows and underscores our sophistication and our growth. But what's allowed us and what's really supported that is being this unwavering and singular commitment about our mission. And right from the very beginning, when we formed Covenant Health and we rolled out our mission and our values, we didn't just leave it on the wall as a plaque. There was an intentional effort to champion our mission and values. And we've gone through boom and bust in Alberta, and we've seen lots of things. But what has not diminished is our commitment to our values. And there's no single person, nobody who's more a champion for that than our board. And so what I'd like to do now is invite our board chair, Ed Stelmack, to give greetings on behalf of our governing body. Ed.
Well, thank you, Gord. To all of the honored nominees, the nominators, friends and colleagues, and the sisters that are present here. I know Sister Laura is here. I'm not quite sure if there are others that have traveled. It's a real privilege to bring greetings and welcome you all on behalf of the Board of Directors of Covenant Health. And we certainly hope that your trip was pleasant here today, this afternoon, and I know that you all will be hosted royally by the team in recognition of your tremendous accomplishments. I was not aware that this event would be carried and videoed in what, 2 different continents, I guess. I was going to call it a gala event, but maybe it's more like an Academy Awards, because truly, this Covenant Health organization is gaining more and more recognition, not only within Alberta, Canada, but indeed in other parts of the world. And it's because of the tremendous input, the work, the commitment, and all of the deserving individuals and teams that live our mission every day. So I want to congratulate all of you on behalf of the board. It is an overwhelming event, but it's also one that for those that are here for the first time and have been here before, it is one that's a bit emotional as well. Sharing the stage momentarily with this year's recipients is a privilege, especially a privilege on behalf of the board, knowing the tremendous impact you all have that have had in Covenant and, of course, our culture. And where do you begin to adequately do justice to the nominees and their contributors? how do you even measure that? Well, I can tell you I'm not worrying about it, because thankfully that was the job of the adjudication panel. And I know it was not an easy task. So it allows me instead to focus my own reflections on the importance of these mission awards, and really base it on 3 words that I'd like to share with you. It's vision, confidence, and gratitude. The first, vision. You know, someone that was formally elected and premier of this province, it's always important to kind of keep focused on the long view, working together with others to achieve a shared vision of where our province should be. And every leader in this room, every parent, can attest to the fact that such roles require perspective, seeing opportunities and needs before us, and being able to connect all the dots and make those decisions that we make today with very positive implications into the future. And many times, often we do guess right. Sometimes, you know, we have to reflect back and maybe change some of our approach, but always focus on the prize. And, you know, it's quite applicable because we always have these events in spring, and being a farmer kind of naturally resonates with the sense of this perspective, trusting that the seeds we plant today and the opportunities we invest in will yield a future harvest. And that kind of old school prairie wisdom makes me pay attention to the ideal conditions for success, beginning with the right people and nurturing the culture, which is really our soil, as it were. And I know that the board, many members are here today to share in this event. Challenge Patrick and his team with an equally very bold and daring, almost like a fearless vision for the future. And that vision was to be leaders and partners in transforming healthcare and creating vibrant communities of health and healing. And of course, it really is setting our eyes on quite a distant but yet achievable future. But it requires a foundation of committed, mission-led staff who share this vision. And we're incredibly proud of how this is all coming together. And when we look at the strategic plan, we always ask the question, how this information that we receive from community speak to living our mission and fulfilling our vision and move us closer to achieve it. I think after today, in the presence of everybody here, you will know a lot of the answers to those questions, because it's really the stories of the Mission Award winners, the nominees, that bring that vision a little closer within our reach, which brings me really to the second word, and that's confidence. You know, the sisters entrusted healthcare to lay people like you and me, and they had unwavering confidence in what was possible. They believed in us. And theirs is only one chapter in a very long story of passing on what I would call a sacred trust. The sisters modeled what Jesus himself did in calling his disciples, who in turn called others over the centuries to bring the gospel of witness of love and compassion to those in need. Ordinary people, like you and me, rendering the same kind of practical, compassionate service we bring every day to patients and residents in our care. The kind of service that people tend never to forget. You know, I have my own lasting impressions of receiving care as a very young lad that forever has shaped my life. But there's no doubt that people in this room have, you know, your own memories. And just imagine over the course of one person's health care career, how many lives are touched in a very wonderful, unforgettable way for both patient and caregiver. And that's why I am confident that only have we set our eyes on a robust future, but we will achieve it. We will transform the system by virtue of being privileged. And I say truly privileged in standing in this transformative, unforgettable, and vulnerable moments of people's lives, and by doing so, to be transformed and made vulnerable ourselves. Behind each mission award submission are innumerable stories of people touched in similar healing and compassionate ways. That gives me the assurance that the mission is very much alive and remains the dynamic force of our culture that moves us forward, fulfilling our mission. And it's even more than the sheer confidence I speak of, because it brings me to the next, which is gratitude. The sisters were entrusted with a vision to bring healthcare to this province. And it is a wonderful story. And I encourage each and every one of you, at some point, when you have a minute, to just look at the history. It's an incredible history of service, history of love, in so many remote communities in this province. And it's the kind of spirit that came with the sisters that's entrusted in us. The other is grace, and that's really a gift of God, a gift of a deep-rooted call that burns within our hearts. And even today, when I get an opportunity, either in a social event or just out in the street and you meet people, I can tell you, my heart just grows so large to hear personal accounts of somebody approaching you and say, my mom was in a hospice, and the care, the compassion you showed us was overwhelming. Or a birth of a young child in one of our hospitals, and how delighted the family was, and the good care, and just that something a little extra that they received in our facilities. And that goes back to our history. The sisters, the healthcare that sisters provided, because it wasn't only the physical, but it was also the mental and the spiritual, which really created a very healthy person. So I can tell you that all my board colleagues are truly grateful for your commitment to the mission and to our patients and residents. And I know it can be demanding, especially, there's always some events that happen that test us more. But I just want to tell you that kind of find a way around some of those challenges, and the board has this immense gratitude and respect for all of you. I just want to leave you with this message, and that is that the board believes in you, the sisters believe in you, and God believes in you. And given the opportunity to see what you've accomplished over the last, just since the last mission awards, just really brings this incredible emotion in all of our hearts as a board. So tonight we're invited to pause and reflect on today, and on the sacred work that you do, that makes this province and this world just a little better place. And what an awesome privilege it is. So to all of you, thank you for all your work and your commitment. Thank you, God bless, and may you have a safe trip home at the conclusion. Thank you, God bless.
Thank you very much, Ed. So now on to the awards. At this point, I'd like to invite Patrick Demali, our CEO of our Covenant family, and Megan Ellis, corporate lead for mission and ethics, to join Ed on the stage. So I forgot Ed. I'm just giving you that extra exercise, getting your steps up for today. As they come to the stage, we want to recognize last year's 2017 Mission Award recipients who continue to serve as ambassadors of our mission, and in turn, who will announce this year's recipients, in effect, to pass on their crown. So as we name each individual and team's recipients from last year, please stand and remain standing. I know we all want to start applauding, so just hold your applause, please. And there's a few individuals who aren't here, so we'll call out their names, but just because of other commitments, they weren't able to attend the Mission Awards. So to begin with, Scott Stewart for social justice. Scott is a social worker from the Edmonton General Continuing Care Center. Teresa Imlaw, retired manager for medication management, and she was the recipient of the Integrity Award last year. The Child and Adolescent Mental Health Clinic in Bonnyvile for collaboration. And I believe, and I could be wrong here unless somebody at the last second has showed up, but Dr. Louis Cotes, former physician at Bonnyville Health Center, he was the recipient for compassion. Lisa Bagshaw, LPN for Our Lady of the Rosary Hospital, and she was the recipient for respect. And finally, Maria Korzek, the sewing operator from the Edmonton General Community Care Center for stewardship. So please join me in acknowledging our illustrious alumni. So our very first award is the Compassion Award. And while we may be technically proficient in the delivery of health care, our values call us also to be proficient of the heart, to recognize and respond with empathy and unconditional regard for those we care. Our value of compassion compels us to treat others as we would like to be treated. So please turn your attention to the screens to view this year's Compassion nominees.
The 4 West Interdisciplinary team is always intentional about compassionately caring for the whole person in their life journey at the Misericordia Hospital. One example is with an ALS patient. Team members worked with him to write and produce a song documenting his experiences with ALS. He also loves going to the movies. The team was able to arrange a trip for him to enjoy an afternoon at the theater. And when his brother passed away, they were able to help him go to the funeral. The team not only provides quality care, but also engages the patient in what quality of life means to them personally, so that they can achieve those personal quality moments.
It's just another day with my struggle with ALS.
At the Killam Health Centre, Kelby's passion for rehab and compassion for others lends itself to her quest to improve the residents' physical, social, and emotional well-being. She has implemented many therapy programs, from chair yoga to Zumba, and initiating spa days and scavenger hunts. When Kelby heard that residents were feeling bored and lonely while waiting for breakfast to be served, she responded by creating a morning coffee group for residents to connect. Kelby's contribution to developing additional rehab programs and caring for the residents demonstrates her compassion daily.
Marie is a living example of compassion towards both patients and colleagues at Banff Mineral Springs Hospital. Marie cares for her residents, usually anticipating their needs and helping before being asked. She has participated as a member of the Enhanced Dining Experience Committee that was tasked with developing a more respectful way to offer meals to the residents of St. Martha's Place. Marie knows the residents well and was able to identify which residents would be able to take advantage of the new service. She also suggested an alternative way to serve those residents who were unable to articulate their choices so that all of the residents would feel respected and valued.
Marlene carries out her duties with sincere compassion at Bonnyville Health Center. Her calm, serenity of spirit, and attentive listening helps build trust and a caring relationship between staff and Indigenous patients. Marlene has taken it upon herself to give extra attention to a long-term care patient who does not have family nearby. Marlene is able to interact with her in her native language, Cree, which makes the patient feel at ease and comforted. Allowing the Indigenous communities to follow their time-honored traditions and ceremonies is only one way that Marlene shows compassion every day.
Commitment and compassion are just two words used to describe Marianne's personality at St. Joseph's Auxiliary Hospital. One way she demonstrates compassion is a storeroom she cleaned and filled with clothes to be distributed to residents who may need them. She uses tact when gifting these items, so the recipient never feels embarrassed. Marianne also makes a conscious effort to acknowledge residents in the hallways and stops to chat with them. Marianne is appreciated by her coworkers, the residents, and their families for the compassionate care she always gives.
Known as the Auxilians at Mary Immaculate Hospital, this group of volunteers provides comfort, kindness, and a feeling of belonging to the residents. The volunteers demonstrate compassion through meaningful gifts at Christmas and birthdays, weekly bingo afternoons, and planting flowers. They have also fundraised for major equipment such as a handy bus. With their comfort cart, the group provides support to patients who are facing end of life. The residents and patients of Mary Immaculate Hospital feel loved and cared for because of the compassionate care the Auxilians provide.
Megan displays compassion daily at Uville Home. She constantly promotes teamwork by supporting, assisting, and mentoring fellow staff members. She also shows compassion to residents by using pet therapy to help lift the spirits of residents. An example of Megan showing compassion through empathy was when she skipped her lunch one day to repair a sentimental, broken coffee cup for a resident. Her caring, compassionate attitude is infectious and brings a welcome sense of lightness to the unit.
It is in compassion where Michelle excels in everyday patient care at the Grey Nuns Hospital. Michelle is always present, thoughtful, and engaged about the care that is being provided to each patient. One patient who is at end of life wanted to be home with his family. Under short notice, Michelle went above and beyond to arrange air transport with very little cost to the family. She also provided a care package at Christmas to a young boy who was about to lose his father. It is through her example of compassion that she inspires the rest of her staff to attain the same standard of care.
Every day, the Edmonton General Continuing Care Spiritual Care Team lives their compassion to the deepest level. Upon seeing a newly admitted resident sinking into depression, one of the team members found out that she was missing shopping at the market. The next day, the team member brought the resident to the seniors market in the basement so she could go shopping. She was simply amazed, and there was a positive change in her demeanor. This team does so much for many because they love people compassionately in all they do.
So to announce this year's Compassion Award, we invite Tracy Sommerfeld on behalf of Dr. Louis Cotez from the Bonnyvile Health Center to join us on stage. Tracy?
The Compassion Award recognizes an individual or team who show extraordinary caring that goes beyond their normal duties to demonstrate empathy, hope, and commitment to those we serve. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Award for Compassion, and the award goes to Marianne Irvine, St. Joseph's Auxiliary Hospital.
So, receiving the award of Marianne is Donna Hildebrand. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, you're not going to leave the stage empty-handed, Donna. Marianne will be counting on that, so thank you. So our next award is for respect. The Respect Award recognizes individuals who demonstrate respect in their work environment and community. Through their words and actions, recipients of the Respect Award demonstrate that all people are created in God's image and must be treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their circumstance. So please watch our Respect nominees in action.
The Misericordia Community Hospital has a rich legacy from its foundress, Mother Rosalie, who Bonnie and Stephanie emanate when showing respect to those they serve. They both ensure that the story of the sisters is shared with new staff as they begin their orientation to medicine. They have designed a journal with the symbols of the Misericordia Hospital, which provides a segue for conversation about the meaning of the symbols and reinforces the values of covenant in a respectful manner. Bonnie and Stephanie live the mission and are always looking for opportunities to engage others at the hospital with respect and care. The critical care team at the Grey Nuns Hospital not only demonstrates respect in their work environment, but also with their patients and families. They recently won the Edmonton Zone Influenza Cup for having influenza immunization rates of 96.4%. They also raised their hand hygiene rate to 97.5%. This ultimately shows respect for their colleagues in the workplace, as well as the patients they serve, by ensuring everyone is working in a clean environment.
A wonderful example in his everyday work, Dr. Hanton is always respectful of anyone he comes into contact with at Our Lady of the Rosary Hospital. He always listens to fellow staff members, even when the nursing staff has a gut feeling. He will pay particular attention to concerns, never dismissing, but instead patiently listening. Whether a patient is suffering from mental health illness, addiction issues, or others, Dr. Hanton treats each patient with the greatest respect, never looking down on them, and always gives his care and undivided attention.
As the supervisor of the staffing office at the Edmonton General, Kevin must deal with many challenges, and he approaches each one with infinite patience and respectful consideration. He is at all times courteous, professional, and graciously helpful, with a belief that respect starts with himself and that he is responsible for setting the tone with his team and with others. Just this past year, there were 4 occasions where there were 11 to 20 sick calls for one shift, and Kevin modeled respect in all interactions, even when frustration was evident in the communication received from others. Kevin's actions demonstrate his dedication and commitment to upholding the value of respect with all people he interacts with.
Natalie demonstrates respect towards both staff and partners of Banff Mineral Springs Hospital. Natalie values every opinion and makes time to answer questions on all topics related to education at the hospital. She has also created education programs that involve local emergency response partners, creating a team environment throughout agencies, as well as creating a float program allowing 2 separate teams to work collaboratively together. Natalie respects everyone she encounters, and the staff, patients, residents, and external partners are a stronger team because of her approach.
Providing services with a smile, Sia respects each person at St. Joseph's Auxiliary Hospital, responding to their needs with compassion, kindness, and dignity. She is always willing to learn new processes and train other staff, as well as explaining to residents what she is doing and why. Sia also helps to give residents a more home-like environment by keeping their rooms clean. Sia has received perfect audit scores in hand hygiene, which helps ensure the health and safety of the residents. Sia consistently shows respect in her daily work life, recognizing how important her work is for residents and staff. Showing respect to patients, their families, and each other highlights the work of the Stroke Unit Equivalent Care Early Supported Discharge Program team. They made a concerted effort to ask what mattered most to each patient during their session on a particular day. This created an opportunity to individualize and prioritize the care of each patient they worked with, while encouraging and building an effective and empowered diverse group of providers. The actions of the team demonstrates that one small change can make a large impact.
So we call upon Marion Merritt on behalf of Lisa Bagshaw from Our Lady of the Rosary Hospital to please come forward to announce the recipient of the Respect Award.
The Respect Award celebrates those who demonstrate, through their words and actions, the intrinsic value of each person, regardless of their circumstances. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Award for Respect. The award goes to Dr. Hanton, Our Lady of the Rosary Hospital.
So Dr. Hanton is not here, but receiving the award on his behalf is Marion. So Dr. Hanton, if we're watching this live streaming, congratulations, and to your family. And so on to our next award, and that's for collaboration. The Collaboration Award recognizes individuals or teams that bring people together to improve how programs or services are provided to have a greater impact in their communities. Collaboration includes bringing together programs or people within Covenant Health, as well as engaging external partners, illustrating how we can achieve more by working together than on our own. Please watch the stories of our collaboration nominees.
Working in collaboration, the Misericordia Hospital was the first Covenant Health site to implement EMR in their ambulatory clinics. Collaboration on this project began many months before the official kickoff, with the Misericordia leadership suggesting a one-team approach going forward. They excelled in their ability to collaborate, engage, and involve site managers, from line staff and physicians, including 20 different departments with 22 specialty areas and a scope of 255 end users. The Misericordia Hospital was recognized for their successes at a provincial level and requested to present their story in order to benefit other sites and future projects. The success of the project was a clear indication of what true collaboration will do in promoting quality and inspiring teams and individuals to do their best in working towards a common goal. Bonnyvile Health Centre embraced the baby-friendly initiative set out by the World Health Organization, and a team of extremely dedicated staff collaborated together to bring it to fruition. The team also worked with the rural and urban communities who would benefit from this program, creating a Cree-translated baby-friendly promise, taking hours of extra education and sharing it with their patients and families, and supporting patients with the Lakeland Breastfeeding and Support Group. The whole team came together and achieved this amazing international designation together.
Working towards the Baby Friendly Initiative designation was truly a work of collaboration that could not have been accomplished without the Baby Friendly Initiative Steering Committee. This multidisciplinary team included membership of the Grey Nuns Hospital, Misericordia Hospital, and the Bonnyvile Health Center. Each hospital committed themselves to work together to complete the 10-step practice outcome indicators with the goal of achieving BFI designation. Because of the committee's collaborative efforts, Covenant Health is the only health system in Canada to have all 3 hospitals successfully participate in the BFI assessment process at one time, and the only system to have 3 hospitals designated.
Christy is a collaboration expert at Killam Health Center. As a unit clerk, Christy handles paperwork for admissions, transfers, and discharges, while also working directly with patients, visitors, nursing staff, and physicians. She collaborates with IPC, management, and staff to ensure patient safety initiatives are rolled out efficiently. One example is that she is a very active auditor, understanding the importance of hand hygiene and sharing her knowledge with staff as needed. Christy's collaboration doesn't end within the walls of Killam Health Center, but continuously extends to the neighboring community.
The Clinical Therapeutics and Volunteer Services teams demonstrated collaboration when moving to a new location within the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre. They collaborated together to make this transition an inclusive, professional, and efficient move with very little negative impact to the residents and patients. This was no small feat, as the move impacted 5 disciplines, over 40 staff, and 400 volunteers. The challenges these teams overcame to make this move a reality has brought them closer together.
Don has embodied collaboration since his first day at St. Therese Villa. On a daily basis, you can catch Don helping with maintenance, reporting and repairing issues, and setting up for social activities like dances and barbecues. Don has even used his handyman skills to construct a portable tuck shop for the residents. Although Don is a resident and volunteers his time, he is a role model to staff and residents alike, demonstrating collaboration every day.
Through Erin's leadership and vision, she works to collaborate with internal and external stakeholders, such as environmental services, the laboratory, and Alberta Health Services. She was the lead in the rebranding campaign for the hand hygiene program, creating an award-winning video and improving hand hygiene practices throughout Covenant. She worked to improve hand hygiene processes, as well as collaborating with Handy Audit to develop and trial the Clean Object button, which assisted in increasing hand hygiene compliance. Erin's dedication to collaborate with a variety of partners is a testament to her commitment to uphold the values of Covenant Health.
Working collaboratively with many different departments, as well as with Alberta Health Services, Jane steadfastly works for continual improvement. Jane worked with Human Resources Business Support and the Systems Solution Team to help with the transition to the new recruitment management system, as well as resolving the issues post-implementation. Jane also provides her staff with opportunities to collaborate internally as well as external to her department. Jane's professionalism and willing to collaborate with many different departments has helped her staff feel supported and empowered.
Since 2011, Dr. Bick has worked very hard with multiple groups to collaborate and establish the inpatient care program at St. Mary's Hospital. She is a member of the Quality Improvement and Assurance Committees, acting as the collaborator between the staff and the physician group. She continues to collaborate by building effective teams, having regular team meetings as groups or one-to-ones to ensure everyone is successful and feeling supported. Every day, Dr. Bick continuously displays her passion for collaboration in her workplace and community.
Lise practices collaboration at St. Joseph's Home by working with members of the community to build partnerships that benefit the residents and community. She has been instrumental at working with RBC Bank to connect volunteers with St. Joseph's Home for a variety of activities such as helping clean up the grounds and planting flowers. Lise works hard to encourage community interaction with the residents, such as having local hockey teams and school classes visit. Because of Lisa's collaborative efforts, the residents at St. Joseph's Home are able to have experiences that enrich their lives.
Melanie's warm and caring personality plays an important role in her collaboration efforts at St. Joseph's Auxiliary Hospital. Her ability to get to know patients in a personal way helps her to effectively connect patients with the help they need, whether it's with social workers or care managers, or letting patients know when the hairdresser is in next. Melanie is always quick to volunteer and lend a hand. Her collaborative efforts at St. Joseph's Auxiliary Hospital are greatly valued.
Tamara's strong belief that the community and partnerships make a big difference in the care provided at Banff Mineral Springs Hospital influences her to collaborate in new ways. In doing so, she's been able to develop a solid recruitment, onboarding, and orientation for volunteers, and has expanded the volunteer base by over 35 new volunteers from last year. She has found many opportunities for volunteers to assist, such as with music therapy, one-on-one visits with residents, kindergarten tours, and enhanced pet therapy programs. Her cooperation with partners, her acceptance of all, and her support for those in need are great examples of collaboration.
So at this point, I'd like to call forth Chantal Vallée on behalf of the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Clinic from the Bonnyvile Health Center to announce the recipient of the Collaboration Award, along with Alina, and Chantal. Modeling collaboration.
Thank you. The Collaboration Award recognizes individuals or teams that bring people together to maximize the positive impact for those we serve, demonstrating that we can achieve more working together than on our own. It is our pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Award for Collaboration.
This award goes to the Ambulatory EMR Trio, Misericordia Community Hospital.
Well, one thing I'd like to just comment on is that feel free to really holler when your favorite person or team receives the award. You're way too polite. No, this is an elegant event, so we don't want it to break out into like a hockey game kind of thing. But feel free to celebrate. And so, congratulations to the ambulatory trio at the Misericordia for their award. So the other thing is that if you've ever watched the Academy Awards, they would punctuate it and, have breaks in there. They'd have somebody do a song or something like that. So I suggested I would do one, but I was shut down. So we're moving on with the program. And at this point, we're going to recognize the Social Justice Award that recognizes individuals or teams that devote their energy to the pursuit of justice. Recipients of this award speak out courageously and consistently for others, offering an unwavering voice for those who are not always heard or seen. Please turn your attention to our social justice nominees.
The foster care clinic at the Grey Nuns Hospital has seen success that has directly impacted better health outcomes for children in foster care. These children have received surgeries, dental work, immunizations, and care of their skin. In some emergency cases, the team has come together after hours and even recruited volunteers to help care for children that need immediate attention. The team advocates on their behalf with family members, government programs, and legal departments. They do an exceptional job of improving the quality of life for the children and their families. Committed to making life better for others, social justice is a daily value Lindsay lives out at Killam Health Centre. She goes the extra mile, making sure patients, clients, residents, and staff have correct information and adjusts plans accordingly without judgment. Lindsay is a wonderful liaison between patient family, staff, and physician. She ensures that her client's treatment plan is unique and applicable to each person. Developing trustworthy relationships with clients and ensuring clear communication is an example of how Lindsay embodies social justice daily.
Social justice is important to Needy at the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre. She consistently ensures that staff and residents are heard and that their needs are being met. While participating in the Uplift Day of Mercy in partnership with Catholic Social Services, Needy donated her time and money to ensure that the goal of feeding 1,000 people was met. The residents and staff at the Edmonton General feel valued and supported because of Needy's commitment to social justice.
Nina advocates for a just and healthy care community, one that provides the best quality of service and care needed by all patients at Banff Mineral Springs Hospital. She speaks out when she feels the care a patient has received is substandard, making every effort to get the patient the care they need, working with the physicians and team to push for excellence at all times for the sake of the patient. Nina consistently ensures all patients in her unit are getting the care and attention they need.
Shelley's passion for social justice is particularly evident when you observe how she cares for her patients at St. Mary's Hospital. Shelley initiated a program to assist in the administration of a new medication to a group of 4 patients suffering with schizophrenia. This led to remarkable results for these individuals. The group has now grown to 18 patients who can often be heard saying that Shelley makes them feel like they are family to her. She goes above and beyond by helping patients complete their paperwork and has even been seen attending AISH court appeals. Shelley collaborates with other disciplines and community agencies to achieve the best outcome for each patient.
The Misericordia Community Hospital surgery team lives social justice by taking into account the wishes and values of each patient. One example of this was the team advocating for patients so that their voices are heard in decisions about their goals of care. The staff asked for detailed learnings on how to have conversations with patients pertaining to their unique surgical journey. clinical nurse educators and students created an advanced care planning surgical scenario video showcasing a mock conversation, and staff partnered up to practice. This project is influencing practice beyond the fractured hip patient population and models the way of best practice standards for other surgical sites.
Okay, so on for our Social Justice Award. And at this point, I'd like to ask Scott Stewart, last year's recipient from the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre, to please come forward and make the announcement. The envelope, Scott.
The Social Justice Award recognizes those who speak out courageously and consistently for others, bringing attention and hope to the most vulnerable. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Award for Social Justice, and the award goes to Covenant Health Foster Care Clinic, Grey Nuns Community Hospital.
Congratulations. I love that applause. That was really good. You're getting into it now. It takes 4 awards, but so watch your step, everybody. There's no point having an award celebration, although there's probably people who work in orthopedics here that can help out. So on to the Integrity Award. This award recognizes individuals or teams who demonstrate the highest standards of ethics and conduct. Recipients of the Integrity Award show a solid commitment to decision-making practices that are congruent with our mission and organizational values, preserving personal and organizational integrity while helping to instill public confidence. Our integrity nominees, ladies and gentlemen.
Integrity is a pillar for Angela in her daily role in environmental services at St. Mary's Healthcare Centre. Angela has been seen many times moving equipment as she cleans. She also helps plan regular cleaning schedules in order to keep the centre on track with its monthly and yearly cleaning goals. Angela has recently taken her leadership skills to a new level when she volunteered to step in for a few months as the safety coordinator. Angela consistently demonstrates strong integrity at work while meeting the needs of staff and patients.
A strong sense of integrity is what defines Glenda at St. Mary's Hospital. When Glenda sees a problem or issue with equipment, she searches diligently for a solution. She always ensures that things are done correctly, even calling manufacturers to find out best practices when issues arise. Glenda is persistent about providing what is best for the department, knowing ultimately it is all for the benefit of the patients and staff. The integrity that Lynn demonstrates at the Grey Nuns Hospital is evident in her everyday work and interaction with colleagues. She speaks and acts with conscience and speaks up when there is a conflict with the quality and safety of patient care. She openly speaks her mind when she feels the right thing is not being done. Lynn has also been integral in advocating for interagency sharing of information and worked hard to implement an electronic medical record in 20 ambulatory clinics. Because of Lynn's integrity, the care of patients at the Grey Nuns Hospital is held to the highest standard.
Myrna is a living example of integrity in her role as an LPN at the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre. She is very honest in her dealings with residents and family members, disclosing events in an open and transparent way to foster a safe environment. Myrna stands up for what is right, even if it's not always the popular decision. For Myrna, what she says is important and is always in alignment with what she does on the unit and how she cares for the vulnerable.
When Nikki is assigned to a resident at St. Joseph's Auxiliary Home, she works with integrity by giving each resident the care they need. When Nikki is caring for a resident, nothing is missed or incomplete. She also goes above and beyond her job, sewing over 50 beautiful catheter covers for residents. Nikki makes it a habit to always do what she says. It is clear that the value of integrity is very important to her through the work she does each and every day.
As a social worker at the Misericordia Hospital, Rudy has truly found his niche and demonstrates his integrity with the emergency department team. He seeks opportunities to benefit the department and address patient needs, such as attending human trafficking presentations. Rudy takes the initiative to provide clean clothes to patients who find themselves spending significant time in the waiting room and don't have access to their regular clothing. Rudy goes above and beyond for his consults, striving to add value to the emergency department team.
As the clinical safety coordinator at Banff Mineral Springs Hospital, Susan's integrity is evident in all she does. Her work is guided by being upright, honest, and forthcoming with the standards that she holds herself and others accountable to. If Susan is unsure of an answer to a question, she checks for facts and is never willing to compromise on the integrity of a project or discussion with uncertain or false information. Susan meets each challenge with unwavering integrity by holding steadfast to what is right.
I hope she was breathing under there. So at this time, it's my honor to invite Teresa Imlaw, retired manager of medication management, to announce the recipient of the Integrity Award. Teresa.
The Integrity Award celebrates individuals and teams who demonstrate the highest standards of ethics and conduct, whose actions model what they profess to be true. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Awards for Integrity. So here it is. The award goes to Susan Bruce Walsh, Banff Mineral Springs Hospital.
And receiving the award on behalf of Susan is Amberley Boucher. Thank you, Amberley. And again, Susan, if you're watching, and your family, congratulations from all of us. So finally, have you done the math, folks? We're down to one more, and that is our Stewardship Award. This award involves the wise and responsible use of all our resources, not just our finances, although I know our finance department would say it's finances. Right, Sheila? It includes how we nurture the talents and potential of others, how we protect the earth for future generations, how we build upon a good reputation or the legacy of our founding congregations, our religious sisters. Recipients demonstrate the principles of stewardship and recognize that as stewards, we've been entrusted with the privilege of walking with people in a time of vulnerability. Our stewardship nominees.
Jody's work as a unit clerk at the Killam Health Centre is done with diligence and a kind heart, which impacts everyone in a positive way. She schedules shifts and finds fill-ins while staying on budget and helps keep the desk tidy by removing out-of-date resources. When filling a shift proves impossible, Jody steps up and balances her role as unit clerk while also helping with resident care. Jody's friendly and kind personality make Killam Health Centre a place where people feel valued in their work and residents feel at ease.
Melissa actively seeks opportunities to optimize and utilize resources at St. Mary's Hospital. She has been the driving force behind telehealth services for rural stroke ESD clients. The program uses technology to link the hospital team with patients, to offer assessment and treatment via Skype in their homes. 56 sessions of this program have been used, saving 5,500 kilometers in mileage costs, which was then reinvested back into client care. Melissa's regard for stewardship has made a big impact to the success of the stroke unit equivalent care and early supportive discharge programs.
Over the span of a year, the Northern Alberta Continence Unit at the Misericordia Hospital demonstrated stewardship by using what they already had to streamline tasks and improve efficiency. They implemented procedural changes that helped to streamline patient intake, engaging IT to create a paperless admitting application, and created standardized packages for patients, ensuring teaching was consistent across care providers. These efforts and more have helped reduce waste in the unit, but most significantly have led to a decreased wait list of 800 patients to 100 and wait times of 12 to 18 months to 5 to 6 months.
Always focused on stewardship, Peter consistently pays attention to detail in his everyday work at the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre. He ensures supplies, staff, and food are utilized with care, and that all resources are used to the fullest capacity. Peter takes a lead role in many catering functions and is diligent in scheduling staff, planning menus, and calculating food costs. Peter developed a new menu as well as recipes that kept food costs down and customers happy.
Accountability for urinary catheter utilization is an excellent example of how the research team for prevention of catheter-associated urinary tract infections in hospitals practices stewardship at the Grey Nuns Hospital. After identifying higher than average incidence of UTIs, a research team was established to improve the care of those served at the hospital. As a result, this research produced improved care for patients, including a decrease in infection rates, a decrease in the length of patient stays, and decreased antibiotic costs. All of these benefits have not only improved the patient experience, but have also reduced expenses and bed occupancy.
Okay, to present our final award, I call upon Susan Belanger, who's speaking on behalf of Maria Korzik from the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre, to announce this year's recipient of stewardship. Susan, thank you.
The Stewardship Award recognizes a steward as one who is entrusted with a precious gift and celebrates those who use resources wisely to ensure the sustainability of our mission into the future. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2018 Covenant Health Mission Award for Stewardship goes to Melissa Stim, St. Mary's Hospital.
So congratulations to Melissa and to all our 2018 Mission Award recipients. So at this point, I invite Patrick Demali, our CEO, to give remarks. Patrick.
Well, thanks, Gordon. I think my tradition usually is to tease Gordon about some flub up in the program, but happy to say that he made it through his first time ever without making one single even faux pas. So well done, Gordon. Or at least I didn't pick up on it. Well done, Gordon. Excellent job. So maybe instead of teasing my colleagues, I can take a different approach tonight. And I think you can't help. If people have been to the Mission Awards before and know that I really see this as almost an IV injection of mission for me personally, to come here and be so inspired by all of the stories that you hear on the videos. But I couldn't help but sitting up here in the stage, think about how proud I am to be part of this team. I look out and I see the nominees, of course, who are all superstars in their own right. Every one of you deserves to be up here receiving the award. And as Gordon said, we call them recipients, not winners, because you're all winners in my mind and in everyone's mind on our team. But the nominees are here. I see the families that are supporting you, and also an important part of our team. You give the support that our nominees need to live the mission every single day, and we're grateful for your support and being part of our team. I also see a lot of the managers and other leaders in the room are here to support the nominees, and they're superstars as well. In addition to our senior management team, many of which are here tonight, who work tirelessly and effortlessly, and dedicated and committed passionately to achieve what we achieve together. And also, very importantly, when I look out in this team that I'm so proud of, I see our board members and our committee members and our community board members, all of who are equally committed and give of themselves and their great gifts and talents, and they do that not asking anything in return. And so for me, I'm just proud to be here and be part of the team. As I also thinking about today and that shot of mission that I get coming here every year, you always reflect on the past a bit and what's happened in the year before us. And in some ways, I was thinking more about the 10 years before us. So this represents 10 years of Covenant Health, and in some ways the Covenant family, Covenant Care and living equally important. Covenant Care born out of the strategy of Covenant Health. But it's 10 years. Can't believe time has flown like that. Now, when I reflect on the 10 years, I think about 10 years ago when we were starting off on this journey together. And I think about, the sisters and what they had to say to us. And they really gave us what I would call a kick in the pants. The only way that the sisters can do. And their message was really clear to us. Stop putting us on a pedestal. Stop, trying to live our legacy, and start living your own legacy. And if I think about the stories I hear in this room today, and I think about the 10 years of Covenant and what we've been able to accomplish, I can go back to the sisters and say to them, we've arrived as an organization. We've lived up to that commitment to create our own legacy in the image and legacy that they've challenged us to do. And all of you in this room today really are personify what the sisters have asked for us, is to get out there and make a difference, live the mission, ensure we uphold the values of our organization, but mostly that we go every day and try to serve those who are marginalized, those who need our helping hand, need a leg up. So for that, I'm inspired by your commitment. I'm grateful for your compassion that you show every day, and I'm humbled by the quiet leadership that I see within the entire team. So oftentimes, maybe if there is one criticism I would have of us as an organization, is that we just don't take enough time to stop and celebrate the many heroes in our organization and the commitment that we see across the entire organization to live that mission and make a difference. So with that, I want to say to everyone in this room, again, I'm proud to be part of this team, humbled to be the CEO of this organization. You inspire me every single day with your commitment to serving others and living out the mission. To all of the winners, or all the recipients, congratulations, but to everyone who participated, with the adjudicators, the organizers, all of the team members that support this event, all of you make a difference every single day, and so again, very proud to be on this stage and congratulating all of you for your fantastic work, and you're making a great difference, and Covenant is well on its way to achieving that dream of really a legacy in the image of the sisters. And so thank you very much, and enjoy I think there's treats to come, and safe journey, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Patrick, and we're very blessed to have you as our CEO, and all the people in the room that keep us focused on what's very, very important. And so this is, as Patrick said, a time to celebrate. I was sort of trying to get everybody to come to the front at the beginning, but now you can go to the back where the food will be, except for a few of you, and that might be the recipients, because you know what it's like. Everybody just kind of disperses, and then we're trying to gather some picture taking. So we would like those who've received the award, their respective awards, to just come to the front, and it won't take long. If everybody cooperates, we just saw evidence of a collaboration award, what can be achieved when we work well together. But it won't take long, but it's important that we capture that. And if your family or friends are with you, just feel free to snap a few photos as well. The second thing is that we were going to let you know that tomorrow we'll be sending out, we'll be telling your stories through our website, and that link that will be available can be certainly circulated and disseminated and shared, and post that as much and widely as possible. The third thing is that for our esteemed Mission Award alumni here, and all of you are now receiving, all of you who have received that award this year, as well as our past recipients, you're part of that club, so to speak, that alumni. And guess what? Organizational development is going to be knocking on your door soon, because they wanted to really help us to take all this pearl that we have and to just really make sure that it's getting out throughout our organization. We're privileged here in this room, but to make sure that everybody in the organization is aware. And so we're going to count on you as ambassadors of our mission. And so they'll be contacting you. So your life kind of changes with the Mission Award is basically what I'm saying. The last thing is that just the final comment, just to thank everybody. And I wanted to start with Gem Catering. They are our people who really know how to feed us. But I want to single out two of those Gem Caterers, because they were actually recognized tonight they were nominated for Mission Awards. That's Peter Liu and Nita Gakar. So I'm not sure if you're in the room right at the moment. There they are. So thank you. And also to thank Shay Hatch, who just keeps this Mission Award event running so smoothly. Even Patrick did not see the flaws that occurred on the stage. So thank you, Shay. As well to Ralph Magnus, Lisa Brunel, Kelly Skinner, Samantha McCauley, Michelle Hoggood, videographer Matt Dringenberg, the entire adjudication committee, as well Megan Ellis, and also Shelley Decker, who, as I said, keeps me from causing disasters. So I'd like to conclude our Mission Awards Gala with just a short saying from Mother Teresa that speaks to the small but incredible impact that we make each day. And so while we can do no great things, we can do small things with great love. And I think we just experienced that. And so with that, I want to congratulate everybody. And so on behalf of the Board of Covenant Health, the senior team, and my mission, ethics, and spirituality colleagues, thank you for attending. And we look forward to seeing you next year at the 2019 Gala. And one final thought, if you came away inspired thinking of that team that you work with, that individual that you're aware of, and you're thinking they would be great nominees for next year, you can start working on that right now. So again, thank you everybody. God bless. Enjoy.